ask 5 key questions to community and business leaders in Calgary. I'm your host, Mario Toneguzzi, and joining me today is Darryl Schmidt, who is Vice President of National Leasing for Cadillac Fairview. Thanks for joining us, Darryl.
Thank you, Mario.
Tell us a little bit about the retail industry these days and maybe some of the biggest challenges it faces.
I think on a macro level right now, some of the biggest challenges facing retail are the tariff trade war that U.S. and China are having. And that's having a spillover effect on a global basis, both from a margin standpoint, which is forcing some retailers to get into increased pricing. And it's just the general instability in the global markets that's really weighing on a lot of retailers' minds these days.
Now, one of the buzzwords or buzz phrases, I guess, right now is the retail apocalypse, out there. Is that an exaggeration?
The word apocalypse is absolutely an exaggeration. Has there been a lot of disruption in retail? Absolutely. And a lot of it's come from online, and it's had a number of impacts to retailers. The footprint, the physical footprint of their stores has shrunk. They don't need as much space because they can inventory space in a warehouse and retail it online. And the number of doors that they need in a given market has shrunk as well. In years past, you used to be able to cover the Calgary market with 4 or 5 physical stores when you didn't have online. Now you can do it with 1 or 2 stores and then retail the rest online. So that's certainly had a disruptive impact, and it's impacting the second and third tier shopping centers in the market. They're just don't have the demand that they used to, and they're going to be forced to evolve and move away probably from a pure retail format.
So what does it take these days for a retailer to be successful?
There's a number of factors. I would say the first one is they have to have a very strong brand. So they have to have a unique perspective on retail, and it's got to be a product or a service that's niche and defensible and differentiated from others. Mm-hmm. Secondly, they have to have a real strong service culture. When everything's becoming commoditized and you can buy it online, the biggest differentiator is having great service at every touch point with the customer and being able to add value in every interaction that you have with your customers. So, that service culture is critical. And then, finally, we're finding more and more they do need an omni-channel platform. So you can't operate in one world or the other. You can't just be bricks and mortar. You can't just be online. You have to have an integrated omni-channel platform, online, specialty, and then probably off-price and outlet.
What have been the biggest changes in the evolution of shopping malls in say, recent years, and what can we expect in the future?
Well, I alluded to it before in that, you're seeing the physical footprints that retailers require shrinking. So that's having an impact on us in terms of how we redemise space and bring in new retail concepts. And then I would suggest there's no pure play retail concepts anymore. I mean, you hear the buzzword about mixed use, and it's true. I think that a great shopping center these days is going to be integrated with components of residential, hotel, possibly office, absolutely going to have entertainment and more food and beverage. And so, pure fashion and footwear that used to be our bread and butter, that's just one element of a lot of pieces that you want in a good shopping center destination these days.
Mm-hmm. I remember years ago talking to a bunch of commercial real estate guys, and they were saying that Calgary was underserved in terms of retail space per capita. Are we still?
The most recent statistics I saw would suggest that Calgary is not underserved. We've seen despite what's been going on in the oil patch over the last 5 years, there's still been very strong growth in the suburbs, in different formats, community, food store anchored shopping centers, power centers, and on a per capita basis, we're probably a little bit ahead of the average in Canada right now. So I would suggest we're not underserved. We may be a little bit overbuilt on the enclosed mall side, and we're probably balanced in the rest of the retail in the marketplace.
Great. Thanks for joining us today, Darryl.
Thank you.
That was 5 Questions with Calgary's Business. I'm your host, Mario Toneguzzi. Thanks for joining us today.